Hey y'all, Ashanae Justice coming with another pick a card reading. And this is your shadow and your light. If this reading resonates, like, share, subscribe, always comment. If it doesn't, still like, share, subscribe, always comment. Thank you. All right, y'all. So if y'all chose pile number 1, this is your reading for my shadow and light. Okay, so this can be very triggering. It is your shadow. We are going not too deep in this reading, but we are going, hitting some, main points of your shadow. If you would like a deeper shadow, my shadow and light reading, you can go to my first one I ever did on my channel. It is in there, so that you can get a more broader outlook on everything. I'm trying to make sure you can see everything before we start. Just bring them down just a little. All right, so hopefully you can see that 7 of Swords up there. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and start off with the 7 of Swords, okay? A lot of people feel like the way you express your pain, or the way you do certain things to seek revenge or get others to kind of take blame with you, is more of a strategic manipulation type of strategy. Okay, so y'all, sorry about that. So very strategic how you play things out, how you process things, and how you make it seen in some type of public fashion. Now, that's not saying that people don't do things to you. They're just saying that you also do things as well. You are able to hide your hand or hide the sword. It's not saying that you play victim, because you could be a victim, but how you go about showing you are a victim is, girl. All right, y'all, I am sorry about that. My toddler just had a tantrum. So yeah, how you go about showing that is very strategic and manipulating to everyone that is involved. And they feel like, in a sense, somehow you become the predator. Like they did something, but in some sort of way you end up turning it around on them, and or the situation just around, and it seems like you're the predator. But because they did the act initially, they started or did something, they end up in this weird type of limbo with you. Like they can't be like, oh no, she did this, da 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 da, because a lot of people will be like, well, what did you do? And then they'll have to say what they did, and then it's like, well, I mean, although that person is wrong for doing that, you still initially did the stuff. So it's like something like that, to where they felt like you couldn't speak, but truthfully you had something going on, where you're able to switch the stuff around. And now they are, in a sense, the victim, but in other people's eyes, they are also, well, they are only the predator, okay? So they don't really see what you do unless you want it to be seen. They kind of think like you're this docile, just person, just sitting there, and people just pick on you, and you're like an easy target, and they pick on you, and then they slowly start to realize, she is, did he just um okay, well, they got to take a step back and regroup and figure out what they're going to do on moving forward. But they realize they're not playing with somebody who is just this innocent, easy target. Because you know how hurt people. So if this person is hurt by somebody else and they want to go hurt somebody else, they want an easy target. They don't want somebody who is, ages ahead of them mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They want somebody they feel is beneath them. That's what they felt. They felt you were beneath them. But they're starting to realize that you have this thing about you going on. And it could be spiritual. It can be just, I really feel like it's more of a spiritual type of strategic, but it's also logical and fact-based as well. So they can't get you on that method as well. So it's a lot going on with that. And the reason why this is coming out in your shadow is because sometimes you can go a little too far, okay? You can go a little too far. You can really rub the salt in people's wounds and really escalate some things. And it's like more of, yeah, they did it. You got your lick back, but just make sure the punishment doesn't outweigh the crime, okay? Don't do anything that's going to have you locked up when they're walking around free. You know what I'm saying? Don't do anything that's going to have you in spiritual jail or your ancestors upset at you or whomever upset at you because maybe they just walking around. They're out here in the open and the free, okay? Do something within the means of whatever you got to do it, okay? Slow down. Because I feel like, that eye watching, you waiting on somebody to play with you. You waiting on somebody to play with you. They don't see the sword. They don't see what's coming from behind. And that's where the issue comes, which is not a problem. It's just, really just make sure you are weighing out the punishment and the crime, whatever you're doing, okay? You can allow things to overcloud your judgment, okay? You can really get stuck in your head. And yes, you do eventually come up out of it, but it takes you a while to get there. It takes you a while to see sometimes because you got so many things running through your head, not only things that are actually going on, but other scenarios and other things that actually happened to you in the past. You got a lot going on in your head, and they just don't want you to be overwhelmed to where your judgment is clouded. All right. When you are done, you are done. You not only cross the bridge, then burn it. You ensure there's no way to build another bridge. And they want you to be careful of that because you may need to cross it back. You never know. You may feel like that person is not needed now, and you may secure your life to where you feel like that person won't ever be needed in the future, but you never know what is divinely planned for you. All right? You're not the only one guiding your life or aiding your life or creating your life. You have other outside forces helping and causing delays and stopping. You got a lot going on for you to burn every bridge. Okay? So be careful of the bridges that you cross and burn. Okay? Even if that, and I understand some people do things to you and it just hurts you to a point where you feel like it's done. I can't take it anymore, it's done. But you still need to be careful. This can be for family members, this can be for career paths, this can be for anything. Just be careful of all the bridges that you cross and burn, regardless of who started it, okay? Patience. You need to work on your patience heavily. Okay, you are ready for things to happen and you're not even who you need to be in order for those things to happen yet. Sometimes we got to go through some things in order to get to where we need to be. So where you need to be is not coming to you now, and you got to be okay with it. You got to slow down. You got to stop trying to skip steps because we always have to go back to those steps eventually. Take every step with caution. That's not saying don't take a step. That's not saying take the tiniest of the baby steps. Take a step, but make sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Don't skip any steps, because you always eventually have to go back to that step anyways. And then you feel like you're going backwards, or you feel like you're falling, and you feel like you're not moving forward. Whole time is no, you have to learn this, because when you hit step 20, you're going to need what you learned in step 2. But if you skip step 2, how would you know how to handle step 20? How can you move to step 21? You can't, because you needed something that you should have learned at step 2. Now you got to go back and you got to learn it. And once you learn it, we can skip you up to step 20 or back to the current level that you're on. But right now, the focus is learning what you should have learned in step 2. And so you have to make sure you allow yourself to be patient, regardless of what level you are on now, how far you have grown, how far you have come. If you skip step 2 and step 2 is needed in order to go to step 21, then go ahead and do it. Put a smile on your face and allow yourself grace. Learn and then move forward, okay? Healing is not a straight path. This is like redundant at this point, right? You're going to go up, down, back, forth, side, zigzag, whatever the case may be. That's just how it goes. The only thing we need you to do is not get stuck and not be so obsessed with healing like that's all you do. That's all you talk about is healing. And when you go to parties, you talk about healing. You see somebody down, now you're trying to help them heal. And it's like, girl, we at a party. Just have fun. Enjoy your life. Enjoy what you have going on right now, currently, outside of healing. Okay? You do it all day at home. You do it all day at work. Allow yourself some peace to just enjoy life and enjoy company and enjoy people. All right? You get stuck in one cycle of healing, and you don't get out of it. And people don't like that for you. And they don't like that around them all day. It reminds me of Amanda Seales. Amanda Seales is very intelligent, highly intelligent, and can hold a conversation about certain things, but everybody don't want to talk about that all day, every day. Everybody don't want to be in that mindset all day, every day. Like, girl, let's have a glass of wine. Let's, eat some cookies. Let's just talk about, you. Let's talk about, what's making you happy right now. You got a new man in your life. You got a new woman in your life. Are you taking up a new hobby? What do you plan on your next vacation and doing outside of what we always talk about? We know we are in a fight to succeed and, not allow racism to take us down. But at the same time, girl, it's other stuff outside of that. I ain't racist towards you, so why is we talking about that? So, they want you to dial back on your facts and documentations, or let's say that you are following the rap community, the hip hop community, and you're talking about Megan Thee Stallion, or you're talking about Diddy, or you're talking about whoever. They're like, girl, we talk about other stuff, and we don't have to talk about Trump. Like, they want you to just be yourself, but outside of healing, outside of catching predators, outside of, making sure the world continues to go round and round. They want you to enjoy yourself, have fun, drink a little if you like to, or just be happy outside of that. That's what people want for you, okay? Let's pull out some more cards. Yeah, so look, I'm just gonna push them up. This is what people want for you. They want you to get out of your past mistakes. They want you to get out of hiding who you truly are and how you maneuver through life, and how you have fun, as well as, go after the rights and the wrongs of the world. All right. They want you to stop numbing yourself to whatever pain that you were going through, because when you're alone, it feels like you go into the past and you see where you did wrong, you see where others did wrong, you see where y'all could have mended it and y'all probably didn't. You see a lot of things that you wished that could have been better, done differently. And in some areas of your past is beautiful memories that you like to stay stuck in, instead of allowing yourself to grieve a loss, to stand firm in a loss, accept the loss, and move on and forward. Then, for some reason, you keep going around the same people or the same entities, whatever it is that puts you in this energy. And then it's just a revolving cycle of remembering the pain, but avoiding the feeling. So even if you remember the pain, you'll avoid the feeling, and then you'll get over it. But then some reason the pain, you start to feel it out of nowhere, and it's like now you're avoiding the memory, and it's like, girl or guy, just sit with it, understand it, feel it, don't numb it. Allow it to go through you and flow through you. It is painful, and it's going to continue to be painful until you allow yourself to release it. Release that pain that is built up within you, that is keeping you stuck emotionally, at least. Because it's like you are focused on your 10 of Pentacles. Is that 10 or 9? No, that's 9 of Pentacles. You are focused on your 9 of Pentacles, but I feel like your memories, your overthinking, it is, or you trying to stick to only facts instead of realizing that people are human and they're going to do what they do regardless, is what's keeping you stuck in a revolving cycle of cutting people off, getting cut off, burning bridges, destroying what's going on, trying to reinvent yourself, and then coming along with new people and doing the same thing over and over again. So your shadow is saying, embrace what has happened, accept it, and whatever you have done, if you can't change it because you want to or you need to, then you're going to have to let go. All right? It's either change or let go. Change or let go. We don't stay stuck. We keep going, we keep flowing, we keep moving. And this, you actually have some beautiful energy regardless of all the negativity that's going. So you may have been through a lot and may have healed from a lot, but you still have a lot to start releasing again. It's time to find the beauty in life again. It's time to stand in the beauty. It's time to have fun. Enjoy you. Enjoy others. Enjoy passions. You know? All right, so we're going to go to the light. All right, pal one, so we're going to your light, okay? It looks like you have started to minimize the guilt that's within you. You're starting to stand firm in what you did, accepting what you did. You apologize to who you needed to apologize, who you felt you did, or you gave it to God. And whoever it is that, cut the bridge with you and you can no longer go back, or they can no longer, whatever the case may be, you've learned to minimize it. And it has been a burden lifted off of you. Not fully because it says minimize, but definitely feels like a burden lifted off of you. All right? Okay, you develop stronger concentration. So you're now concentrating on the things individually that you need to concentrate on. All right, at first your judgment was clouded. At first you was overthinking, you couldn't even think straight, and now you have come up with a method in order to stay focused, to keep your mind clear, at least for whatever it is that you needed to be clear for in that time frame. This is beautiful, girl. I'm loving this. You hear me? Okay, hold on. You no longer minimize yourself in order for others to be happy within themselves. You make sure that you're happy. You keep your integrity intact. You make sure you do what you feel is necessary in life in order to get you through it and allow you to sleep at night. That is good for the greater good for yourself as well as others. And other people are not allowed to penetrate that by putting negative thoughts in your head, by making you feel small and making you feel like you're aloof or like you don't know what you're talking about, what you're doing. You no longer allow those negative thoughts from others penetrate you. That's not saying that sometimes they don't penetrate you through your own mouth. All right? That's not saying that. But when it comes to others, you no longer allow them to do it, especially people who haven't even been through what you've been through in order to get here. You hear me? You learn from your past. You learn from your karmic debts. That is hard to do, but such a great blessing to have when it comes to the future. You know what not to do, what to do, where to hold back, where to go forward. You know, you really are paying attention to the lessons that you have learned in the past as well as the lessons you are currently learning so that it can aid you in the future. That is beautiful, okay? You are willing to step out there again and you are actively doing it. You're not going at a fast pace, you're going at the pace that you can handle. But you're still going. You're releasing fear. All right. A lot of people like, oh, girl, I used to love being outside at nighttime. You hear me? Love when I was a kid, teenager, outside at nighttime all the time. Girl, I got older, the dark started to scare me. I don't know why, but everybody was like, it's because what you can't see in the dark. You can't see in the dark. Hell, people doing shit in the light. I was like, what the fuck I'm feeling in the dark when the lightning come straight for you. You hear me? They come straight for you. That's it. To me, that is scary. At least I can't see you coming in the dark. In the light, you coming straight for me. I see you. That shit would scare the fuck out of me. But you still able to handle yourself better in the light. So it's pros and cons. But still, you're releasing fear in general. And that is beautiful. That is very beautiful. I feel like you have not fully unlocked your heart. Because truth be told, this card could have came out. We could have did that like that. But instead, they say, nah, put that neatly on the side like that. Which means it's still closed to certain people, but it's open to others and maybe open even to future prospects. But they're saying, baby, we need to heal. We need to hear. All right? So, continue on your journey. Continue on aiding yourself through this thing called life. Remember, you are the main character, but not the only character. And you're not the main character in everybody else's story, but definitely in yours. So, guide others as well as yourself. Aid others as well as yourself. But make sure you always include yourself. All right, so that is your reading. If it resonates, like, share, subscribe. Always comment. If it doesn't still, like, share, subscribe. Always comment. Thank you. All right, pal two. So this is your reading for my shadow and my light. This can be a little triggering. We're not going to go as deep as I usually go. If you would like to see my other shadow and light video from some years ago, it is on my channel and you can go there for a deeper look because I took my time and went long on that one. This one's more of a, some key, some basics and to get us through, so you can see your shadow as well as your light. All right. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right. I feel like at one point you lost yourself. You lost yourself and you are currently rebuilding, but it's like the start of it. And because of that, you're trying to figure out what you like again, what you don't like again, what you're willing to tolerate, what you're not willing to tolerate, what you're cutting off. You're relearning and reestablishing your boundaries and standing firm in them. The issue is a lot of boundaries are being put up because there's people in your life that shouldn't be anymore. And these boundaries have to go with you forever. So this is for the next group of people that come, the next group, and it'll be passed on to your children so they'll know certain boundaries as well, for themselves, and how to keep people from taking advantage of them. And so this is where you are right now, okay? You're also at the stage of where you are basically just cutting people off and no longer feeling sorry for whoever it is that you have to cut off. All right. So if you're the strong friend that people always go to cry, to get advice from, you're no longer doing that. So you're no longer doing it for them, but you're realizing that is who you are and what you love to do. So you're now going to start implementing it for new people that come into your life, but with better and stronger boundaries. There's also a thing that's going on with you where you always wait for the perfect time or the perfect day or the right feeling or whatever in order to pursue something, someone, continue with something. And they're saying there's no perfect day. Because even when it's finally the day that you say, this is the perfect day, if one little thing goes out of place, it ruins your whole day. And so they're saying, instead of waiting for the perfect day, just go. Just do it. Stop putting yourself behind bars of tomorrow will be perfect, or the next day will be perfect, or this man will be perfect, or this woman will be perfect. And they're saying, go out there and actually see today. You keep waiting for tomorrow, you're going to end up like this mannequin lady with her skull showing. Her sentence in the book for the cards was, am I dying? Like, you can't wait for the perfect time or the perfect moment always, because it may never come. Or when you finally realize it feel like it does come, you don't even enjoy it because something did messed up, something did wrong, And I feel like you are in this independence era for yourself due to a lot of, things that you went through with people, not trusting people, not, being betrayed and, blamed for things that you may have or may have not done. And you feel like it's you against the world, it's you against everybody, or you and your kids against the world, or you and your kids against everybody. And it's saying, no. If there's people that came into your life that disrespected you and disrupted your life and caused chaos, then they should be X'd out. But you should not be blocked in. You shouldn't put yourself in a cage because you feel like everybody else is going to try to do the same thing that the other people did and got away with or didn't get away with. They're saying, let me pull out your other card, sorry, y'all. They're saying, use your discernment wisely. It was given to you and strengthened for a reason. You are very powerful. You are very intuitive. You are divinely guided as well as protected. They're saying there's no reason for you to cut the whole world off or box yourself in, jail yourself in so that others can't do what other people done, because you already know what to look out for now. You had to go through certain lessons in order to know what not to accept in the future. Everyone starts out gullible, naive. And then you strengthen your discernment, you deepen or broaden your education, you go deeper in order to know what not to accept from any and everybody. And some people have to go through multiple lessons in order to not, allow that. Some people sadly are given not so well mothers or fathers, and their first teacher is them instead of society and life. But they're saying, as you reflect on your past, as you reflect on the things that you went through, you realize it was to strengthen you for the future and help guide you through life. Just like all of those lessons, you like, oh, I went through that with Sasha. You dealing with somebody new and you realize they're doing the same thing or similar. Because some people start off doing similar things to people in the past, you know, as a test. Not even them, just you going through life in general, to see how you would maneuver with this person being like that. Some people are just testing your life, not meant to be destroyed or killed, just learning from the lesson that they are aiding you on learning. Realize you are a lesson in their lives as well. Some people, their lesson is learning at the loss of you, you know? I always feel like I'm all over the place. It's because I'm seeing so many things, so many different scenarios when it's coming to it. They don't feel like you're in alignment with your path. If you are the friend, the strong friend, and that's who you are genuinely, and that's what you love doing, helping your friends, then do it. Do it out the kindness of your heart, not out of knowing or wanting or expecting anything in return. Like, it took me so long to learn this. When you do something kind for someone else, you just do it because that's who you are. If this person is not kind to you back, you can't be mad at them. That is not who they are. But you got to be okay with it. That's where your discernment comes in. Peep who the person is before you do anything that you normally do for them. So even with your friends that you cut off, you know how they are and who they are. If they are the forgetful friend that don't tell you happy birthday, you know what it is. If they are the forgetful friend who doesn't come to your aid and when you need them, even if they're not going through their own trauma, you know who they are. But let's say they're there for your child, though. They love your child. They're always there for your child and things. Put them somewhere where they're needed in your life. So if you need help with your children and you know this person got you when it comes to your children, they 10 toes down behind your children, okay. I've seen it. I know this. This is what it is. You can stay in my life when it comes to my child. When it comes to me, I know you ain't got my back. I know you don't fuck with me like that, but I know you got my child. And this is what I mean, like, if it's, like, let's say it's family. Let's say it's the mother-in-law. She don't fuck with you, but she fuck with that grandchild. That's her baby. That's her blood. She ain't ever gonna mess over that baby. She ain't ever gonna do that baby wrong. And you know it because you seen her character. You seeing how she is with her own, you know, daughters and sons. You see who she is. That's where this discernment comes into play. She don't fuck with me, but, you know, I'll go ahead and let her, you know, be in my child's life. The husband, baby father, whatever the case may be, same thing. As long as they protect, love, guide your children to the right, you know, in the right direction, towards the right path, then you allow it. You know, a lot of us was done wrong by other people, but they may somehow be related to your kids or something and they do right by them. Allow them to do right by your children. You just know where you stand with them at all times. All right. And also reflect on certain things of what you did as well, whether it was in retaliation or the cause of it. You know, maybe you started something and they just retaliated. You know, really just dive deep into it and use your discernment in guiding you, but make sure you're being guided down the right path. Oh, Lord. The right path versus the wrong. I'm sorry, I'm looking at it upside down. But yeah, you know, and, you know, keep those boundaries up. don't get overly offended by people when you know who they are. Like, some people are just very insulting. Like, some people grow up roasting each other. Some people grow up being rude, not saying thank you, not saying please, and then they come into your life and they do the same thing. That don't make them a bad person. That's just how they grew up. Some people learn and they change, and some people stay the same. And then they will go through their own journey with whomever. But if they're not a main factor in your life, like mother-in-law, other side of the family members that's dealing with children, I really feel like y'all dealing with something like children or something. Or even if this is y'all dealing with company situations where you are a owner, co-owner, and the business is the baby. And you know they're not going to do wrong by the business, although they did wrong by you. You just know where you stand and you use your discernment and how to maneuver with them. But you still got to co-parent. You still got to, co-own. You still got to run it. Okay? So that's what they're saying. It's something that's going on with you right now. That came over your shadow. That, girl, we supposed to be talking about individual shadows, and they say, look, no. She got something going on. I need you to dive deeper into this and help her or him. But yeah, use your discernment, okay? Really pay attention to your intuition. Really continue to build on your intuition. Really continue to learn new ways to handle certain situations. If you got to go to therapy, go to therapy. If you got to go to a consultant, go to a consultant. If you got to go to whoever it is that can help you outside of you, then go. Because I understand, like, this right here, you felt like you were powerless at one point. You felt like, and then now it seems like it's a power struggle going on as well. Now that I'm going deeper into it, there's a power struggle going on here. There's a controlling mechanism, like it's something controlling going on here, and it made you lose yourself, and you realized and remembered who you were through your discernment and through your guidance. But when you cut certain people off, you can't cut everybody off. Like, some people is in your life for good. Like, even after your children gets older, even after you let the company go, you still got taxes, you still got stuff intertwined, you still got a lot going on. So they want you to not only look at what the other person is doing and got going on, they want you to look at what you're doing and what you got going on when it comes to your shadow, okay? All right, so now we're going to go to your light. All right, pile number 2, this is your light. All right, so we're going to jump right in. I got another card in my hand I'm just going to put on there. All right, let's see. What is your light? What are you now starting to do, okay? You're now reflecting on everything. Not just what people have done to you, but you're reflecting on what you have done to others. And you're learning how to transmute that energy. I do feel like you're apologizing to who you need to apologize to. You're allowing those who need to apologize to you. And you're currently just flowing with the energy of forgiveness. Now, that don't mean you forget. That don't mean you have your days when you healing and you go back to what they did. And, and some people didn't even apologize yet. Or, haven't came around to even seeing the harm that they have done, but you're still allowing yourself to go with the flow, You're allowing yourself to just invite the energy that it is that you are giving off versus wanting the energy to come in while you're in like this negative energy and just not reflecting what it is that, you want to see, all right? You're allowing yourself to see the blessings that you asked for previously to come in. So you see them coming in and you see the blessings. So like, let's say one of the blessings is your mother came back around and y'all are, more copacetic. Y'all are really just feeling the vibes and loving on each other again. Maybe it's a career path that came back around. Maybe it's a friend that came back around. Or maybe it's you pursuing a new opportunity and, actually going for it and achieving it. You're allowing what it is that you planted years ago to come in, and you're accepting it. You're not turning it down like, oh, I wanted that years ago, now I want it. Oh, you now want to say I'm sorry? Oh, okay, well, good for you. I'm past that. Like, you're no longer doing that type of energy, okay? You're no longer guarding yourself to the point where you feel like everybody is after you, but you do still guard yourself just in general, because everyone needs protection, regardless of if they are allowing others to come back into your life or whatever the case may be. You don't want to just be a sitting duck, right? Okay, but you know when to drop your shields and when to bring them back up. Okay, you shifting your perspective. You're not only seeing where somebody else went wrong, you're seeing where you went wrong as well. Maybe somebody came and apologized to you for whatever they did, and instead of you accepting their apology or just allowing them grace, you probably shunned them or just turned your nose up, walked away, ignored them. Like, I'm not giving you my forgiveness, da, da, da. But then you come to realize forgiveness is really for you, not for them. So you're shifting your perspective and how you feel things should go in your life, are going in your life, or just going in life in general, okay? You know when you need time to yourself, when you need to remember who you are creating, who should be in your life, who should not be in your life. You're really taking the time to piece your world together. You're releasing old negative thought process. You're releasing the need to feel like you have to go to somebody for help. It's great to have their help. It's nice to know you have their help, but you don't need their help. You're aiding yourself on your own journey. I'm trying to see all the cards. Okay. All right, you're really trusting yourself and your instincts and your discernment to guide you through all of these new found lights that you have going on. And it's really helping you. It's really healing you. It's really causing a peace within your heart. Like, your heart chakra is really starting to open. Like, I can feel it. Like, it's really starting to open. It's really starting to believe again. It's really starting to trust again. It's really starting to love again. It's really starting to remember who should be in your life and who should not. All right? They want you to continue to be brave and be honest in this pursuit of happiness, groundedness, beauty, options. They don't want you to go astray. They want you to remember, claim, and continue to stay on your path because you're going the right way. All right, y'all. That is your reading for my shadow and my light. If it resonates, like, share, subscribe. Always comment. If it doesn't still, like, share, subscribe. Always comment. Thank you. All right, pal number 3, this is your reading for my shadow and my light. Okay, this can be triggering. We're not going to go real deep into your shadow. We're just going to touch on some basics, and then we're going to move to your light, okay? So, due to a lot that you have been through, you may forget yourself. You may not remember at times who you truly are and how powerful and how strong you truly are. You may have forgotten about your love for others, your passions for hobbies, your passions for seeing people genuinely happy as well as yourself. You may have been in such a fight that it really made you feel like the world was against you at one point, or at least your family or friends were against you at one point. Made you want to compete verbally, physically, made you want to seek action always, made you want to overly show that you are who you are him, you are her. It made you want to prove this to others, while at the same time it was breaking you apart piece by piece. Because although you are these people, that's not ultimately who you are alone. Like, you are strong, you are powerful, but you are also at times in certain areas weak, at times in certain areas sad, at times in certain areas needing of a friend, a strong shoulder to lean on, to cry on. I feel like due to what has happened to you, you kind of put like an ice box where your heart used to be, like Omarion said. And in order for people to get to that heart, they gotta defrost it. You know, they gotta pull out the hair dryer and try to blow dry it till it melts, till they can see the red again, so they can see it beat again. But I don't feel like you're ready for them to see it again, because it brings so much pain when they do see it, when they do get to it. You have given so many parts of you that you feel like all you have left is your heart. And so you guard it until really you don't even know when. You don't know who to give it to. You don't know who to allow to hold it, to allow to share their heart with you. You don't know, because so many people have done you so wrong that you have to be in this fight energy for power that you already know is within you. Breaking off so many pieces of you just to not feel whole again because of what others have done. You got to let go of this. You got to let go of this. You got you got the Emperor and the Empress on here. But they're paired with forgetting oneself, fragmentations, black flowers, the temple of my body. They're paired with cards of killing oneself, but still wanting to be the leader. Like, you know who you are, but maybe in the face of someone else, you forget, or you lose the plot, you lose your goal, you forget you're the main character, you're the character. But it's not just with anyone that you do this with. These are people that hold something to you. So if it's your employer, they finance you, right? So you do it with them. You do it with family members that, you hold near and dear. Could be mother, father, sister, brother, people that you can't truly just let go of. You sacrifice yourself, but then you have to show them your power, because they take it to the extreme. Like, they really try to put you down and make it seem like you aren't who you are, and then you show them who you are. But you don't like doing that. You don't like, you show them to anger you. Let me clarify. You show them to anger you. You show them like, you not finna fucking play with me type of you. You show them the you that you don't want them to see. You want them to see the love you. You want them to see the kind you, the generous you, the giving, the greatness of you. You want them to see that. But because they keep playing with you and trying you and trying to make you feel like you not you not him, you not her, they see this version of you. And this is your shadow. This is you. You're supposed to become one with your shadow. You're supposed to help heal your shadow. But it's still your shadow. You're still you. None of these cards are in reverse. And I done had reversals come out. So you don't even want them to see this version of you. And so you constantly have to hide or downplay it sometimes. It's like when the mama has the leading role, right? She's the head of the family, right? I mean, of course, the father, but you know how what I'm talking about. The mama. We just gonna go from the women's point of view. The mama's the head of the household, right? And she's getting older, and she's getting forgetful. She needs to start to move out and move the successor up. I literally had this in Who's Competing With You. You should go check out their reading because it's crazy. So they move out the way, and then the successor's supposed to come, which is usually either the oldest daughter, like for the woman's position, we'll do the oldest daughter, or the wisest daughter. Sometimes you gotta skip the oldest because the oldest don't do shit, or they're lazy, or they whatever. So they go to the wisest one, or the one that they know is going to be there for the family, the glue, like they are. All right, but the mama don't want to move. The mama don't want to have to listen to the daughter tell her what to do because you're the daughter. The mama don't want to listen. She don't want to listen to her daughter. And so that's where this power struggle come in, because it's like, listen, I'm ready to take over the family. I'm ready to do the holidays. I'm ready to do the family reunions. I'm ready to cook for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm ready to have the family dynamic at my home as well. I'm ready to step up and be the one that people come to and talk to and ask for guidance from an elder. Like, I'm ready, but they are not. And so instead of you at times showing your power, your anger, your whatever, your leadership skills, you kind of break yourself apart in order to fit in the role that your mama needs you to fit in, which is the daughter role. And then something happens where you gotta step up, you gotta show niggas, you gotta let them know they're not finna play with you, that you're not finna keep sitting at the kids' table when you 55 years old. Like, you ready, you ready, you been ready, they know you ready, you been ready. It's like that. You only deplete yourself and tear yourself apart when you gotta fit into a role that is not meant for you. You're literally the emperor in the empress. You're but they don't want you to feel that way. They don't, and sometimes you make yourself not feel that way as well. Stand in your shit, stand in your power, stand in your position. I ain't saying disrespect your mama, I ain't saying disrespect your employer, but they need to know you're not a kid no more. You're not this innocent junior associate anymore. You done elevated, you done grew, you done learned, you done did what you had to do in order to prove this is where you're meant to be. It ain't my fault you don't want to see it. That's something that they need to heal within themselves. But you can't tear yourself apart. You can't sacrifice yourself. You can't destroy yourself for someone else's perception of you or what they feel like should be. Because it's not anymore. You're ready. You know you're ready. And it's time to just stand in your position. You ain't got to get nasty. You ain't got to get disrespectful. You ain't got to do none of that, because you know it's already in the pudding. You done already proved yourself at this point. It's up to them to come to terms with it. All right, so now we're going to go to your light. All right, pile number 3. This is your reading for your light. Okay? Let's jump right on into it. All right, so you're starting to really manifest more, really dive deep into your manifestations. You're starting to believe in what it is that you are creating, regardless of what it is that's going on around you. You understand how karma works, okay? You understand what you put out is what you receive, all right? Regardless of what you are doing. All right, regardless of what the beliefs is. I know some people, you know, they believe that karma is not real. You don't get what you put out and all those things. But I feel like you ran into something that made you believe it. And so you are being careful with what you manifest, how you manifest, who you do it with, and who you do it for. Okay, you're starting to pray more. You're starting to really dive deep into what you have got going on, whether it's the past, the present, and the future. You're really diving deep into it, and you're understanding that your thoughts is what's guiding you through all of this. So you try to keep it positive. You try to, even though, you know, we're on a healing journey, you go back and forth with negative as well as positive, and you understand that you are also around a lot of negative people, so you try to keep yourself away from those negative people. And if you can't, you try to be positive within the negative. So you probably start to, when you see your sister or brother going off on a negative spew, you try to flip it at the end and make it into something positive, you know? Like, oh no, my house burned down, and you know, the insurance, they're going to pay for it, but for everything, and I'm going to be able to get new furniture and all that stuff, but you know, my house, it really burned down, and that is really sad. That is really messed up. But then they continue on the negative spew of what they lost, and it's like, okay, yes, you lost all of that, but think of everything that you're about to gain. You're about to get a brand new house. You're about to get brand new furniture. You're about to create new memories with stuff that you probably couldn't get originally before, but you can now. So even though you have this negative impact, you kind of want them to hone in on the positive, at least when they're with you, because you can't take all that negativity, because when they're negative, it makes you negative. Then when you leave, the negative is still on you, and now you think negative what everybody else is going around. It's too much. It's too much. So it's like you try to calm it down right then and there. You're not only doing that with others, but you're doing that with yourself, and some people may not like that, but it's what you need, right? So all right, you're allowing downloads to come in, higher understandings. Even if you felt like you shouldn't know the knowledge, you're allowing yourself to know the knowledge and spew the knowledge as well. But I also feel like you're also doing some type of research behind the knowledge to add some type of facts in there, so that it's not just unknown knowledge base. It's not, you know, just knowing without actually knowing. It's more like, yeah, it came to me, but then I went to a book and looked it up, and all of this shit is fucking true. So I can give you the source from where I got it from, but then I can also give you the sources where I went to confirm it and make sure that, you know, it's just not me putting shit together. Or you may have to go in, they give you the name of it, and then you go and research it to go dive deep into it. You're really doing a lot, honey. You're doing a lot, and it's beautiful. It's growing, it's glowing, and it's showing. These cards are very beautiful. They are power cards. You are really stepping into your leadership role. You are really diving deep into what it is that you need to do in order to correct your life and continue on the corrected path, versus going down and sacrificing yourself and going into that negative stuff. You got a lot going on. It's beautiful cards on here, very powerful cards, and leadership cards, just like in your shadow reading. Nothing but leadership cards, nothing but leadership cards in here, as well as powerful manifestors. And this is beautiful. Loving the light, loving the energy that you have, and you just have to keep going and growing. Okay, whatever lights your flame within, that's what you go towards. All right, that is your reading. If it resonates, like, share, subscribe. Always comment. If it doesn't still, like, share, subscribe. Always comment. Thank you.